Hello guys, Fuzz here and welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. You'll have to excuse me if I'm a little bit tired today. It's been quite a hard one, been out with the family all day, so it's the evening now and I would like to crash, but I thought it would be a good idea to get an episode recorded so I don't fall behind with my upload schedule. So just bear with me a little bit, but we're going to start by looting this item here, which is a bandana. Not too exciting at this particular stage in the game, but important to grab nonetheless. And the very first thing we're going to do is head up to Q's Marsh, or Q's Marsh, or however you pronounce that. Whatever the case may be, it's where we're going. And hey, look, enemy encounter just as we enter. How typical. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do now that we are actually in the marsh is head over to the frog pond. And if you've been following this walkthrough, which I hope you have, then you should expect to see the creature that is already known to us by now, in the form of Quina. So of course we've had Quina in our party in the past, and up to this point Quina has been a completely optional party member, but from now on Quina is a required party member, and you cannot do anything more with the story until we've visited the marsh here and re-recruited, or recruited for the first time as the case may be, this character. And that's it, we've got Quina. So we're back up to a full quota again. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is some frog catching, and this time you're going to want to capture all the frogs because, well, we're not going to be back here for a while, so it doesn't matter about trying to save any. You can even get the golden frog as well if it's your first time doing so. You'll unlock an achievement on Steam. And the other thing I should mention is that if you can get to 23, as you can see I'm just 4 off, then you'll get the silver fork, which is an awesome weapon at this stage of the game for Quina, and it is just about possible to scrape to 23 by this point if you've been saving the frogs, the male and female, appropriately. And if you're close like I am, then that's good as well, so don't worry too much about not quite getting there, but it is possible, but you do want to be close either way, so that hopefully when we get to the next frog catching place, which actually isn't here, then we'll be able to grab those extra 4 frogs. So we'll finish up here. We've certainly had enough. And we're going to head out of the marsh now. And the next thing we're going to do, the next little side quest if you like, is to go and hand in a Kupo nut. So we're going to do that first of all. We need to head over to, show you on the map just in case you've forgotten. Where are we? Nope. Yeah, Gizmaluke's Grotto, that's the one. So I'll see you over there in a second. So we're going to hand the Kupo nut into Marguta here, get the good old elixir, and then we're going to go back to Dragon's Gate. Remember at the end of the last episode I told you not to collect that Kupo nut. In other words, not to do the Mognet, which is the way we get it. Now we can, so we're going to go ahead and head back there now. Speak to him, and I'll see you there in a moment. Okay, I had Choco waiting for me just outside of the grotto, so we've managed to pick him up now. And we're going to go ahead and give him a letter. Oh, it's terrible, Kupo. Mogni from the castle is missing. Did the Alexandrian soldiers kidnap him? Or did the black mages eat him, Kupo? I'm so worried. What's going on, Kupo? I'll give you this in exchange for delivery. So there we have our next Kupo nut. And just make sure that there's nothing else in the way of Mognets. Nope. So we can head back now. Jump on Choco here. Come on, Zidane. And all the way back to the grotto we go. Just try and reorient ourselves here so I can see exactly where we're heading to. There we go. Right, you can have the next Koopo Nut. So, I think that's about 5 we've done now, you know. And the rewards at this point have become random, so just bear that in mind. We're going to head back out to Choco now, as always. And I'm just going to mention the updates to the Chocograph hunting that we're partaking in, so that you can make sure you are around the same level that I'm at. Hopefully you should be. Let's head out of here. No, wrong button. Right, so we're going to open the Chocograph menu. And the one that you want to make sure you've dug up, there's not a whole lot you can dig up that's new at the minute. Just make sure you've got Abandoned Beach. That's the one we're going to be going for next. So if you want to be prepared, make sure you have dug that up from Chocobo Forest. And then when we get to that, you'll all be ready. So once again, we're going to head back to the marsh here. And the plan is to go to find quail. That's the next course. This is just part of like our optional stuff, if you like. Right, we can go and speak to him. And we should get a little bit of information off him. Do you know any excavation sites in this area? Maybe I hear about it, maybe not. Maybe... What do you mean, maybe? I only hear about excavation sites around this area. This marsh road covered in brush. Maybe their road to excavation site hidden somewhere. Queen, I might know. Hidden in brush, huh? Well, thanks anyway. Right, now we're going to head this way. And we should get a bit of a scene. Queena, where are you going? Ah, Queena, smell more frogs. Nope, we have to look for the entrance to the outer continent. Yeah, Queena not listening. Ah, frogs. Oh, poor Queena. Right. So our path at this point is quite linear. We're just going to follow it round. There's no items to grab in that section. And we are entering a place known as Fossil Roo. Sounds interesting. There's going to be a few items for us to pick up and a few enemies for us to fight as per the usual. And there's a gate here. If we try and approach it, Zidane should say something. Is there something inside? It's too dark to see. Okay, so it's too dark to see down there. We can't exactly know what's going on. Get another bit of a scene going on. Okay, this isn't good. Okay, so I've prepared myself for this battle, which I should have avoided really, because it can be quite challenging. But you just need to make sure you time those axes correctly. Else you're going to do what I do and end up in battle with it. Hopefully we'll survive this. We'll cast Rammer as well because it is a mech. This guy's got nothing to steal, by the way, so don't even bother trying. And we're once again going to move on. If we can move far enough, then we should be safe. But those axes, oh, they get in the way a bit. And we're off again. At least that's the plan. Come on, sit down. And looks like we should just be good enough to go to get past it there, and we are. But does that mean we're safe? Oh, that was a close call. Oh, but who's this? Lani. So Lani isn't exactly what we would call a fan of the princess here. Right, so as you can guess, we're about to be entering into a boss battle. Right, so Lani here has 5,700 health, and she does a load of magic attacks which hurt, and she will probably be focusing on the princess with most of her attacks because she doesn't like dagger at all. So first thing we're going to want to do is begin by trying to blind and slow her down. So we're going to start casting blind and slow until they both hit. And of course we're going to attack. No, steal even with Sedan. One thing I should have started to do, and I meant to tell you, is we need to be casting Magic Hammer with Queener, because once we've drained all this boss's MP, it will no longer attack with its magical spells, which pretty much puts us in the clear for most of its damage, especially with it blinded. So I was a bit ahead of the gun there by defending. So we're going to go ahead with Blue Magic and cast Magic Hammer. If you've been following my walkthrough, then you should have Magic Hammer. And we'll put the dagger onto heal duty. So the items that we're after now are the Coral Sword and the Gladius, both very, very useful. And definitely something we should be stealing. So AoE water ability for hefty damage as well. Not pleasant at all. So 1600 MP at a time, that's not too bad, is it? There's the Gladius, which is actually the semi-rare item. So we got that quite quickly, which was nice to see. This boss has 4,800 MP. So the sooner we can get this drained, the better. And we'll just keep casting those cure spells on Dagger here. .500 MP. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Slow will probably be running off the boss soon. So once Queen has drained the MP for the boss, it's just going to be a case of having her defend until we've stolen the items with Zidane, of course, that is. Right, so we need to be casting slow again. Black magic and slow. Hopefully you get the idea of this boss fight now. If your characters are underleveled, then the attacks are going to hurt a lot more than they are. Scan is basically a wasted turn, as far as we're concerned. Have a slow for your trouble. Still can't steal anything. So the only thing I'm after now is the Coral Sword. We got the Ether and the Gladius. Okay, so I've managed to steal all 3 items. And now it's time to start beating this boss down. And with all her MP drained, and with the blind ability on her, it shouldn't be too much of a challenge to complete the 5,700 hit points that this boss has. It just might take a little bit of time. Although with a nice Blizzard attack there from Vivi, maybe not as much time as I anticipated. And it looks like I'm just about done with this fight. What a drag. So we'll get through the scene here. That's very kind of Lani, letting us go, eh? And we're nicely back now with our party, in full control of them. So I probably want to mention a few of Queena's abilities that can be stolen from the enemies around here. The first is level 4 Holy, from the Feather Circle, which has 619 health. And that does moderate holy damage to all enemies, with levels that are multiples of 4. And pretty much, as you'd expect, that ability is a joke. You're hardly ever going to use it. You can also grab White Wind from the zoo if you don't have it. Although not from the zoo actually, so we got it from the zoo last time, didn't we? It's from the Griffin in this area, which is 1,470 health. So first thing we're going to do is sadly have to backtrack a little bit. The axes won't do anything to us this time, apart from slow us down. Okay, we just have to be careful of them, they do tend to stop us. The reason we're heading back is because there is an item we can go ahead and grab. So I do want to go ahead and do that now. See what we've got here, okay. So this is the Griffin, which has 1,470 health, and you can learn White Wind if need be. But I don't need to, I've already got it. Okay, nice easy battle. And we continue to learn abilities. I'll just see if there's anything to give Queen actually. It's a good point because Haven't had her in the party for a while, so might be nice to check those things out. Nothing to learn there. Or there, although the Mithril Armlet is a bit of a boost in defence, which can't be a bad thing. Okay, all rubbish. And Magician Shoes are fine for now. So we'll continue to head on out. Quite a lot of screens, wasn't there? And another battle. Now that we're back to where that gate was that Zidane looked through earlier, and this is the reason we've come all the way back. Right, anyway, there is a reason we came back in, that is the elixir there. So we're going to go ahead and grab that, and once again we're going to be running all the way back to where we just came from. Sadly we couldn't get that item earlier on, so it's the only chance to, or the first chance rather, that we've had to go and get that elixir, which is why we had to run back. But now we're going to go back to where we just came from, and we can proceed further from there. Okay, so one thing I have just done, because Dagger just learned Ramu, is equip her with the barrette here, so that not only did that give her a good boost to stats, but it will also allow her to learn Cura, which is nice. So now we're going to head straight down these steps here. Get a bit of a scene, so we'll just watch this, the excitement. So there's a Gargant up there, and Zidane's got plans to ride it, as the case may be. So we're going to need this flower, so we're going to pick that up first and foremost. And around here, perhaps. Just hit the bottom. And that was somewhat easy, actually, taming this thing. Right, so here we are in a new area. Let's head up on through. And there's a little fella here we can chat to. A treasure hunter. Are we here for the treasure too? Treasure? What are you talking about? You don't know? This excavation site has tons of treasure and rare fossils. You're not here to steal them? Nope. Does this tunnel connect to the outer continent? Are you trying to go outside? This tunnel's like a web. I don't even know how far it travels. You'll need to go that way, but it's quite a trip. The only way to go further is to hitch a ride on that Gargant. But it'll lead you to a dead end if you let it go wherever it wants. So you navigate the Gargant with that switch over there. And what's the relationship between the switch and the Gargants? It changes which fountain the water comes out from. And they hate water. You can't block the sections you don't want to go. Or you can block the sections you don't want to go down by activating the fountain with that switch. So it sounds like we've got a bit of a puzzling mini game coming up, but don't worry because I have the solution for you. Yeah, do I have to tell you everything? You can get there on a Gargant, but you'll need to trigger the #1 switch to do it. I see, thanks for the info. Yeah, that's very kind of him, wasn't it? Right, so the basic gist of it is that the water controls the direction of the Gargant. So we're going to have to navigate quite a complicated area. If you're following along, make sure that you pay attention to what I do so that you don't screw up and miss out on treasures and what have you. So we'll get through this battle and then we want to speak to Stiltskin. So we'll go and do that now. That was some trouble I ran into in Clara, Stiltskin tells us. I was hurt so bad I couldn't even move. But now that I've recovered, I'm back on track. And this time he wants to sell us a Phoenix Pinion, a Remedy and an Ether. So of course we are going to definitely go ahead to purchase those. Since we need to once again purchase everything he offers throughout the game in order to collect our reward for that little mini quest at the end. Mognet first and foremost. from Kumop to Mog Key. Steelskin visited me, Kupo. He said he found a place that seemed interesting and then he left. I wish he stayed longer, Kupo. Where did he go anyway? Let me know when you find out, Kupo. Well, I don't even know who Kupo is, Kupo. Let's read it together. Oh, another letter. From Kupo to Moggy. I'm bored, Kupo. I'm so bored I'm going to hide away. Try and find him inside this cavern. Hint, I'm behind a wall. What a carefree Moogle, Kupo. I fled from Limblom with my life. And just double check if there's anything else. Nope. So we can go ahead to the Mog Shop if you want to stock up on anything. Although it's just basic items here. So you can go ahead and use a tent if you want. And of course save your game, which is exactly what I'm going to do right after I say goodbye to you guys. Because I'm going to finish off here today. And we're going to really get into the meat of Fossil Brew in the next episode. Hopefully I'll have woken up a little bit by then. And we won't make any mistakes or what have you. So thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've enjoyed this. And come back soon as we continue on with more Final Fantasy IX. See you all. Take care.